It looks as though, and you can actually see this right here, um, that they tied the knot. And so last year, when all of the ruckus and the things that was happening in social media, of everybody commenting on the previous videos, and for those of you that has been living under a rock, um, his fiance had been making and having a whole lot of conversations online about everything that had been going on in their relationship, and they had been doing challenges together and TikToks and all of that stuff. And Travis Hunter, in a lot of people's eyes, was simping out for, and he was basically being warned by tons of men. It basically became a gender war between men and women by having a conversation about whether or not Travis Scott was with the, or Travis Scott, Travis Hunter was with the right woman. Now, I believe her name was Liana. We haven't heard from her in a long time, and that is for good reason. One of the things that I said very early on was that if they wanted to maintain and keep their relationship together, then she was gonna have to shut the hell up. She went on this long rant, which I believe is deleted from her Instagram right now and from TikTok. But she went on this long rant, basically defending their relationship and defending who she was, and her reactions during his ceremonies and all of this different stuff. And the thing that I kept saying is, why is she so visible? Why is she gotta have the spotlight to where she even continued to give people ammunition? Because it didn't matter what she said. It didn't matter even if she was there for the right reasons. It didn't. None of that mattered because people wanted blood, and people were paying attention to what the long-term consequences could be if Travis Hunter decided that he wanted to marry her. Well, he did it anyway. He bought her a wedding gift, which is it looks like a G63, but it was a Barabbas, right? And so that gift probably cost somewhere close to $500,000, which I'm pretty sure that don't affect him. High pig, huge endorsements. He gonna make a lot of money. The biggest question is whether or not they're going to get divorced and if they're gonna make it. I'm all for family. I think that he should have protected himself. Hopefully, he has a strong prenuptial agreement. Some people are.
And to add on to that, I honestly I agree with him. The situation Travis Hunter is in, I feel like that he should have got a prenuptial agreement. I'm using smart big words and fully sounding them out. I feel like he should have got a prenuptial agreement because this woman right here, folks, it seemed like she just want to be lit and have fun. And when she able to be lit and have fun, well, be more lit and have more fun with the next bag, folks, she gonna take everything she can from you and go live her own life. And then when things start crashing down on her, she gonna blame you for everything. You know what I'm saying? Even though you just trying to live your own life. That's just how it is, gang. I feel like you should have got that prenup and made her work for whatever she wants to get in life, and she shouldn't be leeching off you like that, gang. Cause it seems like she don't bring nothing to the table but a pretty face. Bro, you could get a million pretty faces if she bring anything unique. You feel me? Besides the way she do her thing, you feel me? Like, bro, that's not enough.
Saying that he doesn't. I don't know how they can tell you that he doesn't or does. I hope he has a strong prenuptial agreement. My biggest concern is I hope bro protects himself against a person that didn't necessarily play one down in football. That's the biggest concern. The other part of it is really just to explore what they made public. And this is one of the reasons why everybody had a huge conversation about Travis Hunter. Guys, no. You know what I'm saying? It's really three parts to this story, all right? The first part is the fact that she was kind of spinning him off and acting like she didn't like him prior to her really realizing and recognizing who he was. The second part of the story is the fact that it was a lot of guys that was coming out saying that she was for the streets and that they bust her down and they had videos and Snapchat recordings and all of that. The last part of the conversation is how does he protect himself to ensure that he don't got a chick that's for the streets because he's so young. He may be phenomenal on the football field, but who knows whether or not he's able to make smart decisions when it comes to the woman that he ultimately was falling in love with, because you don't want to have googly eyes and can't see through the fog for what the future is going to be. And I often say you have to make sure that you vet for the person that you are going to marry based off of who you're going to become and not necessarily based off of where you at. Let me say that one more time. You have to vet for the person based off of who you are to become not where you were at the time. So you could like a person and you could absolutely be awesome and in love and all of that, but you going in this direction and they no telling whether or not they're gonna be actually on your same team, because I've seen it 1,000 times. You've seen it with celebrities. You've seen it with Larsa Pippen, right? You've seen it with Michael Jordan, with his first wife. You see it with a lot of people. And so a lot of guys, even though you know that it's going to be some bad actors out there, a lot of guys was really just trying to protect bro. And they was just kind of looking at him like, yo, we look at you as our little brother. We happy for your success. We just don't want you to fall victim to the streets, man. We've seen too many guys get taken to the ringer, and we don't want that to happen to you, because of the way that he was talking. It seems like he was green. He went on the live stream 1,000 times and was kind of defending her. And if he was going to marry her, which obviously he did, then I think that the smart thing for him to do would probably just be to stop talking about it. If you want something to go away, tell her to shut the fuck up, tell him to shut the fuck up, and then, everything will start to make sense as far as allowing for y'all. The next story is going to come. People are going to go off and have that different conversation, all right? So the other part of this is that there was 3 sects of people. Not sex, right? 3 sects. Check it out. The first group of people were women that was just like, oh no, it's all about love. They don't care about none of that stuff. All of the women that was talking about it, they say it's all about love. It's all about love until it's not. Then it's, oh, she deserved and all of this stuff, right? That's the first group. The second group was the guys. The guys was like, nah, bro, protect yourself. Don't ever put yourself in this disposition. And a lot of those came from the OGs. You know what I'm saying? The OGs, women would say that these guys are bitter. But the guys I believe that the guys, most of them had great intentions, and that they were trying to make sure that he was protected.
Hold on, I gotta go back a little bit.
About it, they say it's all about love and all of this stuff, right? Love, that stuff. All of the women that was talking about it, they say it's all about love. It's all about love.
Can you close the door?
Until it's not. Then it's, oh, she deserved and all of this stuff, right? That's the first group. These guys I believe that the guys, most of them had great intentions, and that they were trying to make sure that he was protected. And then you had this outlier group, right, that didn't really care about either or, but those were the pro-blacks. And the pro-blacks were basically saying, yo, listen, why would you marry a girl that's not a black woman? Why do black guys always got to pick a white girl or a girl that's not black, or whatever, so on and so forth, because the wealth gets transferred to her family if anything ever happened to them. That whole 9 yards. So, everybody was basically, or is still basically, because of course they reignited the flames. What you see right here of them going back and forth, I didn't want to play the music because I have to make sure that I protect the platform, because they always doing it. This is from her TikTok, right? This is from her TikTok. So, this is them. I guess they had already got married at this point. They got wedding rings. They had already been living with each other and all of this stuff. And so she won. That's the end of the conversation. As she puts her hand up right here, she won. At the end of the day, no matter what side of the fence you on, it doesn't even matter anymore. She won. And y'all can be against her if you want to. I don't really care. I don't know her. I'm not that emotionally invested. The only reason I started having this conversation is because they put the information out on TikTok. They put the information out on Instagram. They put the information out on YouTube. And they are still, doing this. I'm all for strong families. That's really what it comes down to. I'm all for strong families. I pray that he's protected himself. I also pray that he's smart and he's wise. And I also pray that they have a fruitful, successful, happy family, considering that he's already done it. We can have conversations about what if. Y'all can anticipate their downfall. I don't do that. I don't anticipate people's downfalls. And I don't want people to be hurt. The one thing that I do know is that life is going to life no matter what. So if he did make the wrong decisions, then he just going to have to pay the price, and he's going to have that hard head make a soft ass lesson. Hopefully that's not what happens, but more importantly, it's going to be a learning lesson for him, and I think that he's going to be all right. If he get half of his shit taken, and he just can't say that people ain't warned him and that he didn't see the signs, don't come back and say, oh man, I should have listened. No, just take your L, take your head beat, and then let her go on and take her new boo and move into a new situation. But hopefully, that doesn't happen. Again, I want strong marriages. I think that people want
He
the
said hopefully, but we know that's what's going on.
world to burn.
And now she got a bad.
I do think that our
crazy.
family court laws
She
need
got
to be
half your
overhauled, and hopefully he did it the right way and got a prenuptial agreement the right way to where it's ironclad and everything goes from there. Make sure y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the comments.
But we know he didn't, man. No prenup.